Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. On this video, I'm gonna hook up my, which I already did, Xbox One X to my old IPS Asus monitor. I forgot the model number. I think it's something 297, something like that. UG 297. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. It's one of the It's about 3 years old, 3.5 years old monitor from Asus. They're pretty good actually. I have three of those for surround infinity use and for my iRacing. But anyway, they're IPS monitors. They have a built-in speakers. They're 1080p resolution and 60 hertz. But what's so cool about them is they only have 1 millisecond response time, which is great. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna show you the proof that you don't necessarily have to have a 4K HDR television to enjoy Xbox One X. You can still enjoy graphical enhancements from the Xbox One X even on a 1080p monitor. Now, to have a full experience, like Phil Spencer said, to have a full experience from the Xbox One X and to see what the Xbox One X can do, it's to have a really good 4K HDR television or 4K HDR monitor. So anyway, let's start the race, and you will see that here in a minute. I'm going to show it to you. All right. As you can see, the performance, it's pretty good here. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna drive it like that a little bit. Okay. Here we go. So here I am at 1080p. We're not losing any graphical enhancements. We still get the same graphics. And it still looks great. And I think that's the very important point here that I'm trying to make. Look at the shadows. Look at the volumetric light. Look at the tamrac, the textures on the tamrac on the road. Looks the same. Reflection, draw distance, it's still intact here. The DirectX 12 architecture is still intact. So we're not sacrificing anything on the graphics. However, you know, with the 4K resolution, it would look more sharper, and with the HDR, it would be more lifelike, naturally, you know. But however, you still, with 1080p, you're still getting that graphical enhancements and the performance. So should you upgrade, even if you don't have a 4K TV, you have a 1080p TV, yeah, you should upgrade. And because you're still going to benefit, you know, you're still going to benefit from a better, smoother performance and better graphics, you know. So why wouldn't you do it, right? That's my whole point here. And like performance is pretty good too, as you can see right here. You look at my controller, because we have 60 FPS, 1 millisecond respawn time, and with a 1 millisecond respawn time, we're definitely getting even much smoother performance here. Zero lag. There's non-existent here. I guess we can do a photo mode really quick. We can jump into a photo mode just to show you that we're not, you know, sacrificing anything here. Here, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here if I can, just to show you, so you guys can look at the detail on the graphics, and you can see that nothing's being sacrificed here. I'm gonna try to move my low light a little bit, maybe bring my camera closer so you guys can see it a little bit better, like this. Look at the textures down on the tamrac. They're still the same. Hold on. Here we go. I gotta move my low light, you know. Here. No jagged edged lines. Anti-aliasing here, it's perfect. Textures are excellent. Look at the textures right here on that wall. Now, the use of HDR would definitely help here if we had HDR, obviously. But hey, even without HDR, you still get that detail. Look, look, you can see the dirt on the police car right here, right there. No jagged edged lines. The texture details are intact. So this is my whole point I'm trying to make here, is that even without 4K television, you're still getting a pretty good performance and much better graphics. Believe me, if I compared this to Xbox One S version, it's like night and day. Okay, and I think for those of you who only had Xbox One and the Xbox One S, and then you move into an Xbox One X, you will notice right away, excuse me, graphical enhancements. You will notice the graphical enhancements right away. Okay, it'll be obvious like night and day. And I think this is a very important point that I'm trying to come across here, is that you don't necessarily, as I repeated this like already 3 times, you don't necessarily have to have a 4K television to enjoy a Xbox One X. And here I am, proof. Here's your proof right here that here I am playing Forza 7 with its high texture details, volumetric light, draw distance, higher polygons of detail. All right, and here I am enjoying it with a much higher anti-aliasing smoothness, and here I am enjoying it. All right, I guess we can jump into Gears of War. Let's jump into Gears of War 4. And I want to show you something else. Look at this. Look how quickly you can jump in from one game to another. All right, so here we are. You see the game starts right off the bat. And this is another thing that I like about the Xbox One X. You can quickly move from one game to another really fast, okay, right away. On the S version, this was not the case. On the S version, I wasn't able to jump in really quickly from one game to another this fast, this quickly. With the Xbox One X, you can do this fairly quicker than on the S, all right? I mean, everything is better and smoother on the X version, okay? There's really no reason for you not to upgrade to the X version. All you're gonna do is benefit. You're not gonna. It's beyond the logic. Why would anyone even ask me this question? If you have like a really crappy car that's like 4-cylinder, like 120 horsepower, like something really crappy, the suspension sucks and everything, and you got a better car that has better suspension, has a V8, 350 horsepower, which car are you gonna go with? So it's pretty much obvious. This is obvious, guys. But here I am giving you that, making that point on this old 3 years, I think it's 3.5 years old monitor, Asus monitor, IPS monitor. Here I am showing you that even on a 1080p monitor without HDR, it's just 1080p with the IPS panel. And here I am showing you that you still have graphical enhancements running. So Phil Spencer didn't lie. Okay, the developer team of the Xbox One X didn't lie. Project Scorpio team, they told you the truth. You will still take the advantage of graphical enhancements. And I think this is the point that Sony, it's missing out on, I mean, Sony fanboys are missing out on, is that your PlayStation 4 Pro console only makes patched up games look good. On the Xbox One X, that's not the case. On the Xbox One X, will make all of your games look good. That's another accolade that they don't seem to understand about the Xbox One X. All right. And here, look at the textures. The textures look smooth. Look at the shadow detail on Marcus Phoenix. Look at the shadows. They're intact. Smooth shadows, ultra realistic smooth shadows. Nothing's being sacrificed graphically here. Look at the detail and the rain effect on the Marcus Phoenix here. I'm going to try to get a little bit closer to him. All right. I want you to just look at the detail on Marcus Phoenix here. Look at the volumetric light. And look at the rain effects here. That they're dripping down, and the rain effects on his face. And look at the detail on his face. Look at the textures, the higher polygons. Look at the textures right here on the gun. This is all coming from that DirectX 12 architecture that Microsoft and the Xbox One X GPU is using right here. Maybe I can bring my camera a little bit closer. I'll bring my camera closer so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, here I am, like really close. I want you guys to look at all that detail. Here I am, 1080p. 1080p resolution. Nothing's being sacrificed. The textures are top notch. Volumetric light here, as you can see it, it's top notch. All right, let me move it up a little bit. There you go. Hopefully it shows in the camera. Hopefully you guys can see all this detail. That's the whole point here of this video. It's not to do a gameplay, but to really show you that you are not sacrificing graphics. So rest assured, it is worth upgrading to the Xbox One X. If you have One S and you're still playing on the 1080p One S, man, you need to upgrade. There's no reason for you to be playing it on the S when you have Xbox One X. Trade in your S, put some money aside, get some of that Christmas money, whatever, and get yourself an Xbox One X. All your existing games you have on the Microsoft, on the Windows, you'll be able to use. So I don't see the reason why not. And the performance is good. I mean, look at the shadows right here. Please keep an eye on the shadows right here. Just look how detailed the shadows are, like right over here. And this is on 1080p. 1080p. Now, granted, if you want to enjoy full experience of what Xbox One X can do, then you upgrade to a really good QLED 4K HDR television or OLED. It's fine. C7 or B7 or A1E from Sony, and you're gonna definitely appreciate what the Xbox One X can truly do. But for those of you who can't afford, I know these televisions are expensive, they're not cheap. You know, they'll cost you arm and leg to buy some of these very high-end televisions out there. If you can't afford, but rest assured, you're still gonna be okay with the Xbox One X. You're still gonna get that performance here. Alright. And it looks great. The draw distance, the textures, everything, it's just much smoother. And it's really not that far off from the PC version. It's really nearly identical to a PC version, which I will start doing the PC comparisons between the Xbox One X and the PC next month, and also comparison between the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro next month. Alright, so you've seen Gears of War 4 here. As you can tell, graphics looks great. You're not sacrificing anything. Everything looks detailed. So let's jump into really quickly to another game. Let's jump into Assassin's Creed. Let's use Assassin's Creed Origins. Here, another great thing is see how quickly it jumps in from one game to another. That's another benefit of Xbox One X. You know, it just can quickly jump in from one game to another fairly quickly. All right. So let's look at this. It's not just the graphical enhancement, it's also the speed. You know, the user interface loads faster, moves faster. The games load faster. The graphical enhancements. So you're definitely getting a bunch of benefits here, okay, even without 4K television. But it's recommended, it's intended, obviously, for those of you who have 4K HDR televisions, you know, to enjoy the full experience of the Xbox One X, to get the best of Xbox One X, it's obviously to have that 4K HDR television set, you know. And of course, it depends what type of television you have. You know, the more high-end 4K HDR television, the better. If you play this on Z9D, then you're gonna be in heaven. You know. But the QLED will do it. OLED will do it. TCL will do it too. You know, KS8000 will do it. But anything that's down below 400, like 300, stay away from those types of televisions. Okay, I mean it's not worth it. Save some more money. Get something like $800. You know. Yeah. Here we go. And here we are. Look at the draw distance here. Let's use the eagle to fly so I can... Hold on, where is he? I don't want that. Let's go into our camel right here. Let's mount on it. And why is this kid calling me? What's going on? Hold on. I gotta dismount. Hold on. See what this kid wants.
It's dangerous here. Get on home.
Fire! You're back?
Where is Chancellor?
We wanted to see the skulls in the hyena den, but the hyenas came back.
Look at the draw distance here in the shadows, like out in the back.
You are lucky the hyena didn't chase.
Look how beautiful that looks. And look at the textures on the stones right here.
What?
Do I have to tell my parents?
Chancellor got you into this. He will have to talk to them. Now go ahead.
All right, so what I'm gonna do here. Okay, let's go inside. Let me use my torch here really quick. Hey, look at the textures here. Just look how beautifully it looks. Now, granted, this will look much better with the HDR, but it's still the whole point here I'm trying to make is you're not losing any texture detail here. The textures are still present. All right. The graphical enhancements are still here. They're still present. It's clearly, as you can see that here. Particle effect, volumetric light. It's still here. Now look at just the textures right here. Hold on. Look at the textures right here on this wall. Now, granted, with a higher resolution, this will look much sharper, but still, no sacrifice has been made on the graphical enhancements here. Look at the volumetric light. Look at the shadow. It's still here. It's still present. Okay? And look how beautifully that volumetric light is present here. So this is to me, very important thing. And I'll take a screenshot here, okay, because I want you guys to see these screenshots on my Xbox Live in 1080p, okay, without HDR, so that way you can see what I'm talking about, okay. Sometimes it's hard for you to see that through camera, so that's why I'm taking some of these screenshots. And look right here, look at the shadow and the particle effects. Look at these roaches running around. I'll take another screenshot here. Remember, I'm taking these screenshots so that way you guys can check them out on the Xbox Live. For those of you who are friends with me, I think there's like 64 of you. They're friends with me, so you guys can check out those 1080p screenshots, and you will see that you're not losing any graphical enhancements here. It looks great. Thank you, Spartano 300. We'll take another screenshots. He'll probably realize when he watches this video why I was taking these screenshots in 1080p, and all of you will realize why I was taking these screenshots in 1080p and what's the whole purpose behind it. So the whole purpose behind it obviously is to show you that no sacrifice has been made on the graphics. All right, so let's go further down here. Here's another great example of volumetric light and shadow right here. And you're not going to get this kind of experience on the S version, okay? The S version is not going to look this detailed with textures and volumetric light. The textures will be flat. The texture detail on his face and his outfit will be flat. The shadows will be jagged. All right, so you're not going to get this kind of like graphical enhancement on the S version. All right. What is this? Okay, I'll take one more screenshot here. And then we're going to switch back to another game. We're going to go to Call of Duty World War II really quick. And like I said, this is the beauty of Xbox One X, how quickly you can move from one game to another. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to jump into a multiplayer here. Just to show you that you're not losing any graphical enhancements here. Look at the smoke effect. Look at the textures. Look at the textures on the soldier. All right, so